I think we can start. I think we will just go through the ticket and see where we are with the sprint, and then we'll go from there, I think. Anyone have any objection with that?
No, Vin, that sounds good.
You can proceed.
Cool. Should we start from... I think we can start from the in progress. Or let's start with this one on hold ticket. On hold. It depends on mUzima 269. Oh, okay. So 57 is blocked by 269, and 269 is still open ticket for everyone to grab, so I guess there's no discussion for this one. And anyone have any question?
No, Vin.
Okay, cool. mUzima 54.
Yeah, I have a question on this one, actually.
Yeah, it is assigned to Vikas. Okay, go ahead, Shilpa.
So I think on the last sprint that we decided that in the search API, basically when the download process happens, we try to save it in a temporary file, the data that's downloaded, and so that in case there is a disruption when we are downloading the data, you can always check first if the data is already there in the temporary file and reuse the data instead of doing it all over again. Is that correct?
Yep, that is correct. That is what I'm hoping to achieve using on this ticket. I am not quite sure about how easy it would be or how difficult it's going to be, Sweta.
Right, because I'm wondering, like, how do we identify, like, let's say, for example, I'm downloading uh, patient data, right? And like, what is the identifier for us to say that this data has already been downloaded if we put it into a temporary file?
I think we can agree on how long the data has been in the temporary file to be considered new. I think if, for example, someone have a pretty bad internet connection and then they got cut off and then retry it again as soon as possible, I think the first download is still relevant, while if someone tried to download it today and then probably download it next week, then I would say the temporary file is irrelevant in this situation. What do you think? I don't know if that's what your question is.
Like, for example, let's say that I'm downloading the data for 100 patients, right? And I get disrupted maybe when I'm done, like with only 20 patients, and I don't have the remaining 80. And now I go back and I try to reload and I try to download the data again. How will I know that I have 20 of 100 and
Um,
start from 21? Is that how you're expecting it to work?
I'm hoping that would be the case. I think one way to look at it is, if possible, if you look at the RAS result, they have the paging information,
Right?
so that the RAS will have the next page. So I think if we can use the temporary, read it, and then see if we need to follow like a next page on the temporary file, then we execute the next one instead of restarting it from without next. I don't know how complicated it's going to be.
Okay. So, the paging information is one way to identify where we last stopped and then continue from there. That's how we find out from where we have to start, and the, and for checking whether this data is really relevant, we use the recency of it, right? Like how recently this temporary file was created.
Yeah, I think so.
And you want us to remove the file, right? Once we actually use or we finish the download process, I think it would be a good idea to remove the file, or do you want to keep it?
No, I think we should remove it. I mean,
Right,
it's not going to help us anyway.
right. Because I don't want to run into issues where, let's say, the data that came from the server is more recent than the one that is in the temporary file, it could cause an issue.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I think we can go to the next ticket. Thank you.
Okay. Let me just comment on that. So we have like oh,
But when just a quick question, a lot of time when I'm like using the debugger, I see that the data is not paged, even if it's really huge. Is there
oh,
anything you have to do on OpenMRS, like a setting which says that I want this data to go in a paged format, like break it up into pages? Or is all
um,
data by default paged data?
yeah, there is. You should not see it now because the way the RAS, the search API handle it, it's already reading the next thing. So this is the paging information. I mean, you can set it like 250, and then the absolute max will be like 100, for example.
Okay.
So if you do it this way, can you guys see this?
Right.
So if you send, it's going to be usually all the way down.
JSON in. You want to see the result of the.
Oh, this is not that.
I know. Okay. So when I just had a quick question, I was just like showing the app to someone here at work, and
Mhm.
they were wondering like, why does it take so long for the data to get downloaded? Like even if you're downloading observation encounters, it's just plain text, right? Like, is there something that's happening that's causing the data to like come slowly?
Um, that is something that I want to know as well. So if we can optimize it, then that would be good, I think. Uh, I forget what is the rest now. Uh, There you go.
Right.
This one doesn't have paging information, so
Okay. So for the purpose of testing, I'm just going to set the paging size to really something very small.
yeah. Oh, I forgot what is the parameter for the ops. Is it person location? Ah, never mind. Well, we can change it to like 5.
Okay.
Change to- There you go. So
So
this,
it's 5.
yeah, you'll have the result, and then the link will say what is the next page URL it's gonna be, and then if you go to the next page,
Right.
the link will have previous and then the next.
Right. But it doesn't have a like a page index on it. So I just have to, based on the presence of next or previous, know that this is a page, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking now, like, just based on the presence of next, how will we know? Like, let's say there's 5 pages of information. I have 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
How will I be able to say that I need from 3 onwards?
Um, I think the first one will have only next information,
Right?
and I think you need to like check the the highest start index information out of the URL.
Okay.
Yeah. So read every resource and then see the start index, and then if it exists, then that means there is a next. And then you go through and pick which one is the highest start index. I think that's how I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. Um, the next one will be, I think, assigned to Simon. Simon, any update on this one?
Yeah, this one is in progress. I'm finalizing on the updates.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly, I'll be working on 267 as well, which I'll be doing, I think, tomorrow. Okay, the only question I have about this is, in our last discussion, we talked of other demographics information that's not on registration form,
Mm-hmm.
and we were to use an update form, which we said is in the form repo. But when I checked the repo, I couldn't find the demographics update form.
Is it not there? It's there. Um, maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look into my email and see if It's actually in my email still, and
Okay.
I will put it here if I can find it, Simon.
Okay. Now, an additional question. So, with the update form, which handler processes that update form? Is it the JSON encounter or?
I think we have the handler for the update. Yeah, we have this one. This one
Oh,
is supposed to do it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So if you find it, please. So maybe you can share with me, then I can update it and see whether the handler can process all the information I will update.
Okay, will do, Simon.
Okay, thanks. That's it for me.
Um, okay. Um, for all this, I think I need to do code review on 4 of this thing. Um, this one seems to be okay. We have a few still in testing, and then 4 in code review. I think I will handle the code review and generate APK for testing. For this one, and then
Hey, Vin, how do we actually distribute our app to all the healthcare providers? It's usually we pre-install it on the device and give it to them, right?
I think to the provider, I think Lawrence usually does that, and I think also Derek.
Okay.
We have
So,
both in.
in case they have to update the app or we have a newer version of mUzima, do they have to come back to Lawrence?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any other question? Any clarification? Or I think everyone is still holding tickets, so anyone wants to take a new one? I'm going through each.
Vin, is there a reason why we don't deploy to the Google Play Store and like ask people to download it directly from the Google Play Store, the app?
That was the question, the discussion that we have a few times, Rita. And I think last I checked, I think we want to have, um, because as soon as we release to the Play Store, um, there's a few folks that are interested with the application, but we are not really ready yet to handle their requests. So that's why every testing is still um, the user is now still internal inside AMPAT, so we can at least for now handle the change requests. Um, asked to us.
Right.
Yeah,
So basically, you just want to keep it more manageable since we just recently started using it. You want to keep it internal to Ampath, and maybe in the future,
yeah.
when it we will release it to Play Store.
hmm
Okay.
I think looking at our progress, um, I think we're getting better and getting pretty well organized. So I think I'm shooting in like two sprints, maybe we can have something in Play Store, hopefully.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, 2 to 3 sprint probably. Live validation. I think this is just applying to each form. There's a lot of work involved on this one. It's going to
Right.
be pretty tedious. Enable to process queue data. This one, I think it's going to need some.
This
Um,
one we just have to test because I think with all the changes that we made for the error resolution, I don't think it'll be an issue anymore, but we have to test and reconfirm.
sure.
114.
Yeah. Um, this one is work adding name, form name,
Right.
and then I'm not quite sure about this one. I think this one is going to need some investigation on how the
Yeah,
code.
I'm not sure either, but I can look into it when.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't need to do it right away, sweetheart.
Yeah,
Pull
I'm
the open
pick
ticket
up
one.
54 first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you're feeling bored and then you want to pull
I think I'll pick with 50.
other ticket. I will set this one to unassigned because I think this is still assigned to Fikas.
Okay.
Simon, are you currently working on the dispensary concurrent with this form or no?
I'm working on the dispensary, but I think from tomorrow I shall be working on the health center form.
Do you want me to put it in progress or just leave it in open?
Um, okay, leave it open.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I will change as soon as I begin work on it.
Okay, cool. Um,
About 270, um, there's a related ticket, mUzima 224.
just 270?
Um, okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think it's different. I thought it's on the APK side. Oh,
Yeah, I
we
think
also
it's a
mm,
different ticket.
different. Okay.
Yep. Wait, I'm assigning this ticket to you because it's still said assigned to Vikas.
Sure.
And then this one too. Oh, never mind. That's okay. Um, anything else? Any other concern? Because yeah, it's going to be a quick one.
No, nothing from me.
Okay, cool. Simon, Archana, Derek, do you guys have any?
No, from my side, I think we are good.
Cool.
No from my side too.
Thank you, Archana. Derek, you have 5 seconds.
Flu. No, from me, I have a flu.
Okay. All right. I think that's a wrap. I think we can discuss more in Scrum tomorrow, and I will see you guys Friday. Have a good one, and then stay safe.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, everyone.